very normal Sunday, October 30th, 2016, Pastor Paul preached a powerful message in 6 services about the influence of angels in our everyday lives, starting at 6 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. At the 10 a.m. English service, Pastor Paul asked for a cup of tea while preaching, which was unusual.
Charles, get me something to drink. Plain tea. Plain tea.
After the 12 noon English service, he baptized 48 new believers. During the 4 p.m. service, Pastor Paul began to experience intense pain and was struggling to continue preaching. He went back up to his office to rest and change. Unable to remove his own shoes, he decided to drive home.
After reaching home, Dad was a little more tired than usual, and so he was telling us that he was having pain and a burning sensation in his throat. His forearms were paining all the way up to his shoulders. We thought that was a little odd, so we asked him, "What can we do for you?" And he did not want to eat any food, so we thought that was a bit strange. So immediately we got the massaging oil. Me and my son, we started massaging his arms to help relieve the pain, but that too was not helping. He said only if he lifts his hands up above his head that the pain was less. So he continued to keep his hands in the air. After some time, he was still having that pain, and we decided, okay, maybe he's just very tired because he took a really long trip for 2 weeks to South India, and he had preached all day long in all the Sunday services. So we thought he was just overly tired. Little did we know that it was more.
Still unaware of what was really happening, Pastor decided to visit a nearby clinic.
On the 30th of October evening, Pastor Paul came in complaining of left shoulder pain.
To have his blood pressure checked. The nurse took the reading and it came back normal. But suddenly, his daughter Grace told the nurse to take an ECG, not even knowing what an ECG was. Once the reading was printed out, the doctors began to rush. They said that he had already suffered a massive heart attack and was going in for another one any minute. Pastor Paul leaped off the bed, grabbed his shoes, and rushed to the car, jumping over a median to go to a major hospital. On the way to the hospital, he experienced intense pain and felt like these were the last few moments of his life. He turned to his son-in-law Neil and daughter Grace and told them to take care of the family and that he had done his best as a father. Once he reached the hospital, he got out of the car and walked into the emergency room. Church members who lived near the hospital had already arrived and were shocked to see him with a smile on his face walking into the emergency room. The doctors quickly took a second ECG and upon seeing the reading said he had minutes to live. He was rushed to the CCU where doctors performed an emergency angiogram, determining that he had 2 blocked arteries, one 100% blocked and the other 80% blocked.
One of the 3 arteries which supplies your heart muscle with blood suddenly blocked off. And that is what a heart attack is.
He was immediately taken for an angioplasty to open the blocked arteries. The report showed section of his arteries and heart tissue had turned black from lack of blood flow. Yet, no damages were sustained to his heart.
And an emergency angioplasty was done and 2 stents were installed. It's a mystery to the medical science world. It's beyond human comprehension. It's something supernatural.
The doctors determined that Pastor Paul had actually suffered 3 major heart attacks that day. The first while preaching at the 4 p.m. service, the second while driving home from church, and the third while on the way to the hospital. Heart attacks are measured through intensity by sampling the amount of a certain enzyme in the blood known as a CPK level. A normal level ranges from 150 to 200. Above that, most people go into cardiac arrest. Pastor Paul's levels were a shocking 672, a level that doctors at the hospital said no patient has ever survived. The fact that Pastor Paul Thangaya is standing before you here today is truly a miracle.